I'm going to be going over three traits I see every single successful person I know have that no one actually talks about. So, to give you context, I've been in the game now in terms of making money online, running my own business, stuff like that, for about 3 ish years now. And I've met a lot of successful people, been mentored by a lot of successful people, and have become friends with a lot of successful people doing 50, 100K months, great numbers in terms of income. And they all have these three traits that I don't see anyone talk about. So without further ado, we'll go into the first one. So the first trait that I see every single one of these people have is they have a high emotional intellect, or rather, they're really good at being able to do inner work and be able to reflect on their past actions and their past mistakes. And why this is so important is in business or self-development, whatever you want to call it, it's really a game of you versus you. Your highest form of competition, it's not another person, it's just yourself, right? And a lot of unsuccessful people I've noticed, they go about life almost as if they're drifting. And they're always just going about their day, not actually critically thinking about what they're doing, why they're doing it. I'll give you an example. So a really good friend of mine, he is always constantly reflecting on what he's doing and challenging his beliefs. He sits down, he's like, okay, I did this today. Should I have done that? Was that productive? Things of that nature. Always asking himself questions of, is this actually moving me towards my goals? And by doing that, it's almost like if you guys ever heard of like the gold rush, it's almost as if you're sifting through your day-to-day actions, and it's almost every action you do is a piece of dirt, right? And you're sifting and sifting, and over time, the better you get at sifting, the more you're gonna find gold in the little sifter. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's essentially that process is just you constantly questioning yourself and challenging yourself and auditing yourself to make sure that you're always on that right path. And every single successful person I know, they're really good at doing that, which allows them to move at such a fast pace because they're always making sure they're on top of things and making sure that they're working towards their goals. So that's trait number one, just being able to reflect on your actions every single day, every single week, and seeing that you're actually working towards your goals and making sure you're being as productive as you can be in terms of every aspect of your life you want to get better on. The second trait I see all these people have is actual consistency. Because it's not that hard to, let's say, work for 2 months, 3 months, maybe even 6 months in a row and being super locked in and following a schedule. It's really hard to do that for years at a time, as well as to do something consistently for a long enough period of time without seeing a result. Every single successful person I know, you can even think of a guy like Alex Hormozy, if you guys know who that is, huge in the business space. If you're in this space, you probably know who he is. He suffered for, I think it was 3 to 5 years before he even made substantial money. And I see that common characteristic or common factor with every single successful person I know. They were able to just sit down, put their head down, and just grind for a really long period of time and be consistent without seeing any type of results. I think that's really hard to do nowadays, especially with the everything on social media, instant gratification. It's very easy to get dopamine nowadays. So if you're someone who can develop that skill set, or the trait rather, of being consistent in terms of showing up every single day, doing what you need to do, and not seeing an immediate result from it, you'll be in a way better spot than 95% of people. So that's trait number two, and that's super important. And then the third trait that I'll touch on here is speed of decision, or how fast they take action. So to elaborate on this, it's essentially the most successful people I know, whenever they have an idea, the time from when they have the idea to when they implement that idea is far shorter than the vast majority of people. For instance, I sell insurance, right? And every single successful insurance agent on the team, whenever they just decide, hey, I'm just gonna learn how to sell insurance, they were selling it in within 2 weeks, because it usually takes that long if you're fast to be able to get your state licensing, all the logistical stuff, right? But all the least successful people, they're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna sell insurance. And then maybe a month goes by and then they finally start the process. And then 2 months go by and then they finally start selling it, right? And if you guys ever heard the saying, it's money, love, speed. So whatever you're doing, whether it's maybe you're also selling insurance like me, maybe you're running a drop shipping store, maybe you're running a marketing agency, the faster you can make decisions in terms of idea, the time it takes you from having an idea to implementing that idea, it's going to put you yards or miles ahead of the competition. And yeah, that's really the three traits I see no one talk about in terms of like the most successful people I know, that those traits that they have. I don't really see anyone talk about this kind of stuff. It's usually the generic stuff like discipline, they're really hardworking, stuff like that. Everyone already knows that. But I thought I'd make this video. Hopefully it helps some of you guys. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on anything, you can always follow my Instagram. For those who don't know, I sell insurance. So if you ever want to get into insurance, make some money from home, remote, high ticket in terms of how much money you can make. Not high ticket, but you can make high commission from it, make a bunch of money. It's super fun. Just hit me up on IG. But I'll leave you guys to it. I'll see you guys in the video next week.